It crossed my mind to try and cover up the fact that I was crying when I heard the front door open, but I immediately dropped that idea. I was too exhausted anyway. I have been trying so hard to be strong, to hold myself together, to keep my household running smoothly-ish for my kids, for myself, and for, to make it abundantly clear to everyone around me that I did not make a dumb mistake and I knew exactly what I was getting myself into when my ex and I separated. But man, it is freaking hard sometimes. Hey, my name is Darz. Welcome here. On this channel, we challenge the comfort zone, unlearn the masks we were taught to wear, and grow into a version of ourselves that feels real, authentic, peaceful, and free from all of those masks and whatever else holding us down in that comfort zone. So living at my parents' house after my divorce has been very interesting. We have a lot of family around, and even though my parents don't live in the house for the most part, like sometimes they're in and out, but it's kind of like an open door policy. People come and go at random times. They might stop in to see if my mom and dad are home or check if they have mail because random mail is coming all the time. And I actually really enjoy when my siblings or whoever stops by. I'm not like trying to say, no, don't come over. But one day after work, my kids were just playing peacefully together, just getting along just fine. And I was doing whatever, trying to clean, get supper ready, do the dishes, laundry, I don't know, whatever moms usually spend their times doing. Sometimes I look back at my time and I'm like, what did I honestly do this whole entire 4 hours of my evening? Who knows? Just mom things, right? But at every turn, I just felt the tears come and I would just wipe them away and get frustrated at myself and force my mind back onto whatever task I was working on. I do not want that to come up. I did not want that to come up. I kept forcing it down, kept sweeping it under the rug. I was like, no, I don't have time for this. I'm a busy mom. I have a million things to do. I'm not gonna sit down and cry and waste an hour doing nothing. So yes, my brother came in the door and I was sitting at the counter very close, like within eye shot of whoever comes in the door. They open it up and you can see directly to where I was sitting. And as soon as I heard the door, I was just like, let me, I'm fine. But immediately after that, it was like, he's literally right there. I have no time to even wipe a tear away. My face is all red and puffy anyway, and I cannot fake a smile through this. So there I was, crying. There he was, coming in the door, looking for whatever he was looking for. We took care of it. He left. I cried some more. A little while later, my sister called. She asked me how my day was going, if I was having a good day, or I wish I could remember exactly what she said, but it was something like, are you having a good day or is it a rough day or something like that? And again, I was like immediately like, first thought into my brain was, let me just say, yeah, it's totally fine. Everything's good. But then I was like, my brother must have called her, must have said something. And so I just completely let my guard down. I was like, she already knows. Why even fake it? Let me just tell her what happened. So I, voice breaking, told her, no, I'm having a rough day and it really sucks. And so she was like, let me just come over and give you a hug. So she did. And I was very I had already let her know what was happening. She already knew. She's seen me cry before. So I just cried some more in front of her. And I was just like, it is what it is. And I'm not gonna try to cover it up because she already knows. Turns out it is way easier to just let things out than it is to try to cover it up and struggle against those feelings. It takes way more energy to try to be happy when you're not happy, to try to smile, to try to get rid of the tears, to try to act in a way that's completely opposite of what you're actually feeling. It takes way more energy. So why do we do it? Why do we do that? If I would have thought that my sister didn't know about my day, like it wouldn't have been for the fact that my brother already came in and saw me crying, like caught me right in the middle of it, and there was no escaping that, I would have told my sister, yeah, so it's all right, today's fine, like whatever. Who knows, maybe she would have asked me, like, can you watch my kids? Maybe she wanted to go on a date. That was like my assumption, that she wanted to go do something, and maybe she was calling to see how I'm doing, to see if I'm up for like babysitting. If I would have said I'm fine, I would have then said, yes, let me help you out. What would have happened next? I wouldn't have been able to have my cry, maybe. I wouldn't have gotten my hug. I would have had to continue to cover it up later. Would have had to continue to cover it up not only that day, but like in the future, whenever that day was referenced, or like, it is just so much energy to make stuff up and act in a way that you are not feeling. Honestly, I felt better after the hug. I felt better after the cry. I felt better after talking to somebody and letting them know what was happening. But man, there's a lot of behind the curtain. There's a lot happening back here that you cannot see. I'm so thankful. So thankful. Oh gosh, where's my little, I need to make some for the eyes too. I am so thankful for the help that I have. Oh my goodness. It is the weirdest thing to cry on camera. Like, I don't know if it's more or less weird than crying in front of people, because I just don't cry in front of people either. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating, but I'm not gonna take this blanket off. Oh gosh, I'm so grateful. For the most part, I'm doing great. Like, I have great support. I have so much help. Things are good between the kids' dad and I, so like, it could be so much worse. And I know people that have it so much worse, but that doesn't mean things are always perfect all the time. And I know that's the case, even whether you're married, whether you're not married, whether you're single, whether you're, you know, whatever the case is, there's always difficulty in everything. And if you're carrying a silent load, just trying to smile through the pain, I get it. And I'm just telling myself this as well, but breaking down does not mean that you are broken. It just means you're human and you can actually feel things, which is a good sign. You're not failing, you are feeling, and that is part of healing. I think I was sweeping stuff under the rug, like I said. For a long time, I was like, oh, I'm fine. This is totally good. Like, I have no problems with what is happening. This transition to single motherhood / co-parenting is just, it's fine, it's all good. But really, I was just refusing to feel anything. I was just numbing myself to any sort of feeling. I just did not want to feel it. I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want it to take away from my time. I was like, I'm too busy for that. So let me just reinforce a couple of things. Real strength is allowing yourself to be seen, because that is freaking hard. You do not have to perform to be worthy. Sometimes I feel like I am, you know, like I said, I have to act like everything is great, and I knew what I was getting myself into, because the people around me, you know, as much as people who love you want you to feel good, they're worried for you and they're uncomfortable with you being outside of their comfort zone. So like, if somebody else is not comfortable with divorce, then they're going to be uncomfortable for you getting divorced. And so I have felt a lot like I have to act like everything is great so that people around me are okay with me having gotten divorced. And I need to be okay with it in order to be like worthy of their love and support. So, reminder to Darz, you do not have to perform to be worthy. And you know what? Even the most put together people need help sometimes. Doesn't matter how strong you are, or how great you're doing, or how wonderful your life is, or how put together you are. People need help with things. You can't just do everything alone all the time. and be great. I don't know. Maybe there's like 1 in a million or 1 in a billion or one person on planet Earth that is okay with it. I don't know them. I don't know that person. Sounds like a lonely life to me. Another thing, healing doesn't look like progress every day. Some days and some weeks you're like going up and up and you're feeling better and better and better. And then there's a dip. And then you go up again and you go down, up and down and up and down. Maybe eventually over time you're like up and down and up and down and slowly trending upwards. But honestly, life is all about ups and downs anyway. So hopefully eventually there's like an overall neutral-ish peace, neutral, high, happy peace, contentment, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe that's just, anyway. Yeah, I also just realized that maybe letting those walls down, letting somebody in and seeing the pain can be good, can be healthy, can help you. You can feel better after that instead of feeling more ashamed or more, I don't know, in pain. You're like, oh, now somebody else knows I'm in pain. They can give me a hug when I need it, and that can help me heal and feel better. So from that small moment, that short evening, I definitely learned a lot, and especially on reflecting on that day and that evening and that time and those situations. I don't know exactly how I'm going to move forward into this with this newfound knowledge and learning. I hope that I get better at just allowing people in when I need to. Obviously, that's not every moment with every person, every situation, but there are times and places for it, and there is healing to be done. Thank you all for the support and the love and the kindness. I've gotten some nice messages, and thank you for being here. I will see you tomorrow.